Guess what, people? I'm freaking engaged! Hi guys! Okay, so I don't even know how to start this video because I'm so excited, and we haven't filmed, so we bulk film our YouTube videos. So we're filming this in August, and I got engaged at the end of May, but I haven't gotten to tell you guys about it yet because we haven't filmed anything. So if you follow me on Instagram, you already know this news. If you don't follow me on Instagram, surprise, I got engaged, and I've been engaged for like 3 months now. We got engaged on May 27th, and it has been just already the most fun, exciting season of my life, and I had to do a video updating you guys. So this video is just gonna be me rambling through my perspective on the proposal and being engaged and kind of giving you guys a life update. Hayden does not live with me. We are still long distance as of right now, so he isn't here. So today is just gonna be my perspective on everything, and next time we film for YouTube, we will be living in the same place, which means he will actually get to be in some videos and share his perspective. But for today, I'm just gonna ramble and geek out about the proposal and the engagement and all the things. I blogged about my proposal a few months ago, and so if you wanted to read that or you've already read that, I'll link it in the description, but I feel like it's different to talk through it and like recap it and be able to look back and watch this a few years from now, even for myself. So I'm gonna just start from the top. For anybody that doesn't know about my relationship or doesn't follow me on Instagram, Hayden and I have known each other since 4th grade. So we went to elementary, middle, and high school together. We were really close friends in middle and high school. We like competed with our SAT scores. We've known each other for just the majority of our lives at this point. And we disconnected for a while when he went to college for 4 years. And then about a year before I moved to Charleston, he moved to Savannah for a job. And we slowly reconnected, and long story short, he pursued me for about 2 years before I was ready for a relationship again. And then I finally was like, this boy is my best friend, why am I being an idiot? And we started dating in August of 2020. So fast forward to May of 2021, he was studying for a huge finance exam, the CFA, for anybody that's familiar, Chartered Financial Analyst, super crazy study hours. It's typically an average of 350 to 400 hours of studying in order to pass each of the 3 of these tests that you have to take to get the CFA. So he's working his booty off and doing that in addition to his full-time job. And because we're long distance, we didn't get to see each other the entire months of April and May. His test was on May 27th, so we didn't see each other for those entire 2 months. It was a really, really hard period for me because I was super sad. I missed him a ton. I was super busy with work. There was like life stuff going on, and we just knew that in order for him to do his absolute best on that test, that we needed to like let him unplug and really focus on studying. So it was really, really tough. But at the end of that, on the day of his test on May 27th, we were planning a trip to Atlanta together. He was taking his test in Atlanta on May 27th, and the test was at 8 a.m. He was going to be done around 1. My flight landed at 1, and we planned to spend the entire weekend together, just like celebrating that he was done and getting to spend quality time together after not seeing each other for a really, really long time. So in the midst of him studying and all of this craziness, we were planning this fun weekend together. And the way that we planned it is I was going to land on Thursday. We were going to go to this big, exciting dinner together at a really nice restaurant that we picked together. And then we were each going to plan a surprise date day for the other person. And so I planned surprise dates all day Friday, and he told me he was planning surprise dates for Saturday. So that was my understanding going into this weekend. So I start preparing for this trip like 2 weeks in advance. I'm getting a spray tan. I'm like, I haven't seen him in forever. I want to look good and feel good. And I'm like so excited. And one of my girlfriends randomly brings up, do you think that he could propose on this trip? And I was like, absolutely not. There is literally no way. That's not even on my radar. There's literally zero chance that he has had time to study, work a full-time job, do his daily life, and plan a proposal. It's just like not an option at all. So I just immediately pushed that off in my mind. But I did casually mention it to my other friend, Erica. And Erica was my only friend that was in on the proposal the entire time. So we're like a week out from me going to Atlanta to see Hayden. It's completely off my radar, but I just casually and jokingly mentioned to Erica, Morgan asked if I thought that Hayden was gonna propose this weekend. Isn't that hilarious? Like, there's just no way. And Erica was like, yeah, there's literally no way. But meanwhile, she goes and tells Hayden Hope's onto your plan. Like, you have to do something to get her off this scent. Like, do something, do something, do something. And so Hayden messages me 48 hours before the trip to Atlanta, 48 hours before his test, and tells me that he just can't keep the secret any longer and has to tell me what he's planning for our date day on Saturday. And he tells me that he has planned for us to go ring shopping and has already made appointments at multiple different places and that we're gonna go ring shopping together. I'm on my way to a hair appointment. I start sobbing in the car because that alone was enough to just make me so excited, because I was like, he really likes me, like, we're gonna get engaged. And I, in my mind, am like the idea of him proposing on this trip was just literally not on my radar at all on that point. I fly to Atlanta, I arrive, he's running a little bit behind, so I beat him to where we're staying, and then he shows up like 30 minutes later. He's taken his test in the morning. He's exhausted and just like his brain is fried from taking the CFA level 3 in the morning. And so we're just relaxing, drinking wine, catching up, haven't seen each other in so long. And he had already planted the seed that he wanted to go to the botanical gardens in Atlanta that night. I thought nothing of it because he spent months leading up to this time telling me about how he's been like really into botanical gardens, which I thought was weird and like out of character for him, but I didn't think anything of it. And he even made up a story that after he got stressed studying one day, he went and walked around the gardens in Savannah. Like, he literally planted all of these seeds so that I wouldn't think that it was weird. And so then there's an event, he tells me, at the Atlanta Botanical Gardens that he wants us to get to go to where there's like wine and we can walk around and catch up. And I was like, great, sounds perfect. And he like asks me to show him what I'm gonna wear, which I thought was super weird, but because he doesn't really care about my outfits typically, but I showed him the blue dress I was wearing. He let me help him pick his outfit because we were supposed to go to dinner after, and then we took a selfie and we head out the door. So we're driving to the botanical gardens and he calls his dad, and his dad's on speaker, and Hayden really quickly before his dad can say anything says, Hope's in the car, we're on our way to the botanical gardens. And normally he doesn't do that. Like, he doesn't feel the need to tell his dad that I'm in the car. So I just was like, interesting. And then we get to the botanical gardens. We're walking in, and I vividly remember he asked for a map, and he asked for like one for me too. And we start looking at the map, and he was like, I heard about this overlook that's really, really cute. I feel like we should really go here. I saw people talking about it on Facebook. And so he made me help him find where the overlook was. Meanwhile, he had actually gone 2 days prior to pick out that is the place he wanted to propose, but he played it off so well. And I remember I asked him, because he was holding the map and his hands were a little shaky, and I said, are your hands shaking? Like, are you okay? Have you eaten today? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And so we're walking up to this overlook, and I'm still just completely oblivious, and we're stopping and like looking at flowers, and I keep pointing out different things. And meanwhile, there's a photographer waiting for us like around the corner, and I have no idea. So I just look very silly continuing to stop at all these places. And then we get up to the overlook, and he was just really intently like staring straight out to the overlook, and it looks like something was wrong. And so I said, are you okay? Like, what are you thinking about? And he was doing that on purpose. And he started talking, and he wanted me to think that he was talking about his test. And so he said, it's just crazy that you just worked so hard for something for so long, and you get down to that last question, and then it's not really in your hands anymore. And as he was talking, his lip was quivering. And so I kind of zoned out and like tuned out what he was saying, because I was like, is he about to cry right now? Like, is he okay? Is he that stressed about the test that he took today? And then he kept talking, and I literally blacked out. I don't remember what he said. And then I just looked at him, and I gave him a kiss because I just felt bad for him. I was like, he's so sad. And then he reached for his pocket, and all I remember is screaming, no, you are not. Like, no, you are not. And then he literally got on one knee, and I lost my mind. The only thing I kept saying was, holy bleep. And I said it like 35 times. And I just kept freaking out because I literally just could not believe that it was real life. And he opened the ring box, and I saw my ring, which was by Heidi Gibson. I could immediately tell, which is what I've dreamed of my entire life. And he asked me to marry him. And then I heard a photographer clicking, and I was just like, I was on cloud nine in that moment. I literally could not believe that was happening. And I am the hardest person on the planet to surprise. If you know me in any capacity, you've heard me say that. No one has successfully surprised me in my entire life, and I have never been more surprised. So we walked around and took photos for a while, and then we FaceTimed all of our friends and family, which was one of my favorite parts of the whole day because everybody was in on it, except me, obviously. And so I just was like crying with his mom and crying with my mom, and we were just so excited did. And then we went to dinner and his parents had champagne sent to our table and we had the best weekend in Atlanta. And then the next surprise was that he told me we were going to dinner with my family on Saturday back in Charleston. And so we drove back to Charleston. I thought we were just going to dinner, and there was a surprise engagement party for us with all of our family, all of our friends from out of town. Two of my best friends drove from Virginia to Charleston and back in the same day for this party. His family flew in from Virginia. His brother, who's in the military, flew in from Washington with his wife. It was truly the best weekend ever in literally every way, and I just cannot even believe that it's real life. And we've been putting pictures in throughout the whole video. If you want to see the full story and see more pictures and stuff, I'll link the 2 blog posts down below. But I'm still on cloud 9. It's August, we're 3 months out, and I still can't believe it. I put my ring on every morning, and it is literally the highlight of my day every day. And Hayden was just so thoughtful in the entire process. He asked my entire family's permission one by one back in March when I was in St. John with my friends. I'll put some pictures from that. He went to visit my family and told them that he had a work meeting in Charleston, and he obviously did not. But they sent me pictures of like him there with Abby and with my dad, and I thought nothing of it. And he literally drove all the way to Charleston from Savannah at like 7 p.m. at night specifically to ask my dad and each of my siblings and my mom to marry me. And there's just so many details about the ring. He designed it himself that are so sentimental and so special. And we are in the midst of planning our wedding. We're getting married. One of my videos I recently filmed was where I wanted to get married, and I said Charleston, but we've fallen in love with a venue in Savannah. So we're getting married in Savannah, and I'm gonna be starting to film a little bit more vlog style wedding prep stuff for you guys so you can come along on the journey with us. If you wanna see a little bit more about this and see more of my day-to-day life, Instagram is the best place to follow me for that. So be sure to follow along. I'll link that below too. But I just wanted to give you guys that life update. I'm on cloud 9. I've said that 80 times, but I'm never gonna be able to believe it. I don't know that I'll ever fully process that I get to marry my best friend. But thank you guys for watching this ramble about my proposal and about being engaged. It's just been the best season and been so much fun. Tell me below what you want to see, what videos you want to see me film related to being engaged and the wedding planning and all of that stuff, and I'll try to get some more content like that out for you. But thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe. We're gonna get back to more photography and education related content soon, but until then, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.